It's not a countdown. Okay, we're going. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a mock draft for you. We're going to be the better Todd McShay and Mel Kiper here.
Way better.
And more realistic picks tonight. So we'll go 1 to 32. No trades involved. It's just going to be what it is in order. And we'll see where we go from there. So we did it to where he has all the odd numbers because he's a Raiders fan. Obviously, Raiders are picking 17th. So he's going to do all the odds. I'm going to do the even since the Steelers are 24. So we'll go from there. So we'll start it off. Obviously, I think we're all unanimous with 1 and 2.
This is probably the easiest pick in the draft. It's going to be Trevor Lawrence. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Already a guaranteed thing. Urban Meyer,
Urban Meyer loves the guy.
Came back, and this is a guy who wants to coach. It's going to be Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Definitely 100% it's going to be Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson. And there's no doubt. I mean, obviously, it's no doubt. No doubt, too, I think is going to be number 2. It's Zach Wilson from BYU. Unfortunately, I don't think he's the second best quarterback in this draft. I think it's the guy that's coming off the board next for us. But, everybody's hyping him up way too much. He's a pretty boy. I don't think pretty boys really do too well in this league. So.
And now, San Fran picking 3rd. They're definitely taking probably the second best quarterback in this draft. That's where me and you definitely agree with. It's going to be Justin Fields.
I 100% agree, and obviously being an Ohio State fan too, I've seen Justin Fields play the past 2 seasons, and he's been lights out. So
kid's too athletic and too good not to go 3.
Fastest quarterback in this draft, I'm pretty sure too. So, I mean, they could get definitely a dynamic quarterback, and compared to Trey Lance and what's the other dude's name, Mac Jones, he's just a way better quarterback here. He could possibly be the best, but that's a bit of a stretch. It's definitely Trevor Lawrence 1, Fields 2, in my opinion here. So we have Atlanta with the 4th pick. They go position. I think they go with the best player in the draft at this point, and that's got to be Kyle Pitts out of Florida, tight end.
Kid's an absolute animal.
Absolute animal. Total freak of an athlete. So they don't go wrong with really anybody that they could go from what we have from 4 to 8.
And just remember, I think Atlanta trades out of this pick, but we're not doing trades.
Yeah, again, we're not doing trades or anything. I also agree. I think Atlanta trades out of here. Who won't trade out of the 5 pick is the Bengals. Again, they go with the best player on the board, and that's Jamar Chase.
Yeah, they take that number 1 guy. They take that wide receiver from LSU. He's just a freak of an athlete.
Yeah,
he's unbelievable.
Monster. So, and then you have a guy that played with Burrow before. So
yeah, exactly. Played with him in college. His number 1 target in college. So they already had that chemistry.
Exactly. So
help that young quarterback out coming off of injury. So
and obviously the realistic pick here is going with the tackle Penei Sewell.
Yeah, to Dolphins.
He's the obvious pick to me for the Bengals, but because they need to protect Burrow. But I think they go with the best player on the board, and obviously that's going to be Chase. So I think with the Dolphins moving up here, I think they go with Sewell.
Yeah, they definitely take Sewell.
And they need to protect Tua.
Yeah, Tua had a rough start to his career, playing behind Fitzmagic, but I think it's a great pick for them, taking the most athletic offensive lineman in the draft.
Definitely. And just moving along, because we don't want to keep this video, we don't want to make it too long, but unlike last year when we did it, it was like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous.
So we're not going to do that this year. But number 7 with the Lions, they need a wide receiver bad. They just got rid of Galladay, and that's going to be Devonta Smith.
Yeah, they take the taller of the 2 Alabama receivers.
I mean, you're not going to go wrong with either of them. But we took the taller of the 2 since Galladay was their 6'4" giant that they just lost to the Giants. So, and, we just talked about it with the other Alabama wide receiver. Jalen Waddle goes to Carolina with the 8th pick.
Yeah, especially since they don't need a quarterback now. They're just going to take, someone for their quarterback.
Yeah. Put some weapon out there. Put some weapons around Darnold. I mean, you brought him over for a reason. Even if Darnold's not the starter, you still have Bridgewater. I mean, why not? Give him some weapons.
A smaller, quick guy.
Yeah.
That's going to get open.
Exactly. And the thing is, Bridgewater didn't have a bad season. I think he still threw for almost 4,000 yards. So, I mean, it's just a poor team overall. It's a very tough division down there. So, that's, the main reason why they didn't succeed this year. A lot of it had to do with having to play the Saints twice a year, Tampa Bay twice a year. Who's the other team? Am I blanking on this right now?
Bucks?
Yeah, it's at Tampa Bay.
Oh.
I can't think of the other team. Why am I drawing a blank on them? I'm gonna say it. Who is their other team in their division? It's not Jacksonville.
Oh, it's
Is that the Saints?
no, yeah,
Holy shit! Who's the other team?
it's the Saints.
Saints. Okay, yeah, you're right. I don't know why I drew a blank on that, but to have to play them every time is just brutal. So, all right. So number 9, the most probably overrated quarterback in this draft.
I just don't see how this guy's going to succeed.
But I feel like he's going to be a story that we regret making fun of, which I hope I don't, because I think he's way too overrated. But I think he goes 9th overall to Denver. And, they get another quarterback. I like Drew Lock, but I just don't feel like they're confident in him moving forward.
Yeah, I feel like they want to go with the, more athletic quarterback.
Yeah.
But, I just don't see how this kid coming off, played one game last year and he had only one season as a
college
quarterback. Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure in high school he was a tight end.
And he
he
didn't have a, outstanding year, but I guess just the athleticism wise.
Yep. Help me with this name because I kept messing it up all night.
Number 10, Dallas Cowboys are going to go with Trayvon Merrick.
There we go.
The safety out of TCU. Kid's an absolute beast. Strong safety. He's going to be your box safety. He's going to lay hits. He's going to rush. He does, it all.
It's the Falcons. How the hell did we forget the Falcons? That's who it was.
Matt Ryan. Sorry, Matt Ryan. I apologize.
I kept forgetting who the other team in the division was. It was Saints, Bucks, and Falcons. I was like, who the hell is down there? Forgot they were a team too. But obviously a good offense to build around, but their defense just sucked this year. Anyway, back to Merrick.
Yeah, Trayvon Merrick is an absolute animal. He can play. He's going to be a guy that's going to end up playing, both free and strong safety. He can do it all.
Exactly. So he's definitely like that nickel kind of guy that I feel like the Cowboys need. They struggled a lot on defense last year. So moving forward, the 11th pick, this is all literally the NFC East here, minus Washington, who somewhat did good and just pretty much quit.
Yeah, the New York Giants are going to take edge rusher out of Michigan, Kwity Paye. I think, an overall around, good edge rusher. He's, okay rushing. He's more of a run-stopping edge guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a big body guy that I think is going to, build into his frame and be pretty well in the NFL.
Giants don't need much here. Honestly, they have a great, solid, young team overall. So
yeah, the defense was actually pretty decent.
Good last year. It's just the offense sucked. I mean, obviously losing Barkley in the beginning of the season didn't help. But
doesn't help having Danny Dimes either.
Too,
running down the field and tripping over his own feet.
What could have been a touchdown. Horrible. Well, we all know where the Eagles are going, or where they should be going, but I could also see them taking the quarterback here like a bunch of idiots.
But say it ain't so. For the 3rd year in a row, taking an early wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. And they can't ever pick the right one.
Never.
So
I think this one's an actual hit, though.
Yeah, and that's Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. Kid's a freak. What is he, 6'3"?
Yeah, kid's a big body dude.
Tall dude.
They took who was the kid that they took last year?
Jalen Reagor.
Jalen Reagor last year. Smaller guy. So now they need that red zone threat, that big guy.
They basically depleted their whole wide receiver core. So D-Jack's leaving and Alshon Jeffrey being gone too. So they definitely need a wide receiver there. 13th pick, we have the Chargers. Again, a team that's pretty solid on defense, maybe work a little bit at an offensive line there, and they go with tackle Rashawn Slater from Northwestern.
Yeah, they just got to keep the quarterback upright.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Young kid.
Keeping with the tackle trend here, I think Minnesota also goes with a tackle to protect Kirk Cousins. I think he's got one more year left on his contract, actually, and they go with Elijah Vera Tucker from USC, another solid kid.
He can play left tackle. He can play guard. He's played all up and down USC's line.
Yeah, he's a utility guy, something that they could definitely
big body
use.
Kid.
They got to get those run blocks for Dalvin Cook, so keep him going, keep him moving.
This one's probably the easiest.
Here's the
second pick. Easiest, because the first one was the easiest. This one's probably the second easiest.
If he falls there,
the Patriots are taking Mac Jones if he's there.
That's easy.
That's an easy pick.
Basically, we're gonna have like 9 or 10 Bama players go in the first round here. Of according to what we picked in our draft, and neither of us are Bama fans, so.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a lot of talent there, and Mac Jones, he's a good quarterback. I can't really say that he's great or excellent, but he's a solid quarterback. And
I just love his body. He's just like Tom Brady back in the day.
Tom Brady 2.0. He's just a sloppy quarterback that's going to end up succeeding.
It's just amazing.
So, all right. Number 16, we have the Cardinals picking. They're going to go cornerback Patrick Surtain II. You know a little bit more about him than I do.
Yeah, so Surtain, he's that taller cornerback. He gets a little sloppy with his play, but he's definitely worthy of the top cornerback spot.
Yeah.
He's just an absolute animal. He's going to cover whoever the number one wide receiver is. He's so good.
Yeah, definitely. So, another Bama player keeping that going there. We're going to break with a Bama player here. But let's talk about your pick. This is 17th pick. I was going to say Oakland.
Yeah, the
Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders. So the Raiders need offensive linemen. We just got rid of 3 of our starting offensive linemen. So we just locked up our left tackle. So here we're going to go with our right tackle. We're going to get Christian Darrisaw. And I know he was a left tackle in college, but I think it's going to be him to make a switch over to right tackle for us to shore up, our offensive line that we need shoring up on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and you have the alcoholic running back that you need the block for too. So, what's he up to? 1 or 2 DUIs now? The guy's on a roll here.
He's doing good.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Listen, we just love bad people.
You do. Yeah, I don't think the Raiders like bad people. I just think that John Gruden does. He loves them.
That's the only good thing about John Gruden.
I tell you what.
I'll tell you what. He's a good kid. He has a little mishaps, but he's a good kid.
He's a good kid. So back on the Bama train, we're going to have our first running back taken off the board here with the 18th pick. We think the Dolphins go with Najee Harris out of Bama. Fortunately, it's one of the guys that I hope that the Steelers pick, but if he goes in the first round, obviously we won't get there because I think he's more of a second-day guy for Pittsburgh if he goes that far back. But Najee Harris, we know his build. He's like basically Derrick Henry 2.0, or he could be Trent Richardson. You tell me which running back he's going to end up being.
So good. With the 19th pick, we're going to have the Washington football team, with Jack Del Rio as their defensive coordinator. They're going to take Micah Parsons as a linebacker. They, could use a linebacker. They're not going to pass up 2 defensive coordinators as coaches. They're not going to pass up this kid. I mean, he has, a little off-the-field issues, but the kid's an absolute animal, and he's worthy of a probably top 10 pick. So
if he didn't have those issues,
there's no way he's going to fall past them.
Exactly. So keep going here. And obviously, Ron Rivera being a defensive-minded coach, too, I think he's going to go more towards the defense as well. So I think Washington would go for a quarterback probably day 2, Trask. I could see Trask being a guy
from Florida.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a day 2 guy for sure. Number 20, Chicago Bears. They go J.C. Horn, cornerback out of South Carolina.
He's probably my favorite cornerback in the draft. He talks a lot of trash. He's just, that all around. He'll follow the number 1 wide receiver all over the field.
He's not scared to do it either.
Pick 21, we're going to go with the Colts taking a tackle, keep Carson Wentz up on his feet.
And they need to.
The Eagles refuse to do it, so the Colts are going to do it for him, and they're just going to take a tackle, Walker Little out of Stanford.
Yeah, he's little already. I think he's about 6'7", 310 pounds. He's a little guy. Nothing, to be scared about there. Number 22, the Tennessee Titans. We have them taking wide receiver Elijah Moore. They lost their wide receiver Corey Davis and A.J. Brown and Elijah Moore. Not sure if they played together, but they're coming out of the same college.
Oh, they know each other.
So they know each other.
So imagine that tandem.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would definitely work out. And he's more of a speed guy, too, that they're losing from Davis. Obviously, A.J. Brown's more the taller, grab the ball kind of guy. Yeah, he's just a solid beast out there. So the Jets have the 23rd pick from Seattle. And I think they go defense here. Obviously, they grabbed their quarterback with the 2nd pick there. But they go cornerback Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech.
Caleb Farley, I think, with the other top 2 corners, I think he's probably the number. He could fall between 1 and 3, depending on who likes him more. And, you know, if he didn't have back problems, I think he'd
Probably go
probably
earlier.
be a lot earlier.
Yeah. So moving on to the 24th pick, obviously this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. With what's left on the board, I think our major need here is tackle, and we go Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State. Dude's an absolute animal. His picture might not look like it, but a guy pancakes everybody, and he's just he brings a lot of talent to the table, and I like him a lot. So
Kid let up only like 4 pressures last year.
yeah, he had 0 sacks allowed last season, and I think maybe 2 or 3 in his whole career. He's played 3 years, at least starting wise in college. So kid's an absolute animal.
With 25, we're having the Jaguars take Terrence Marshall out of LSU, another great wide receiver that they're just going to get help for their new young quarterback.
Exactly. So why not? Why not go and, you know, put some talent around Trevor Lawrence? I think that's going to be the big thing in Terrence
Pair him up with
Marshall's.
DJ Chark and everything.
Yeah, I mean, with any of the wide receivers that we called so far, you know, I think they would be great to just give him that talent, give him what he needs. Obviously, they basically have a 3rd first-round pick coming when they pick 33. So
Exactly. Just allow the kid to succeed.
exactly. So give him what he needs, you know, because I mean the defense has already kind of been good. So we'll see what happens. So, and here we go with the shitty Browns with the 26th pick. Christian Barrymore out of Alabama. Of course, we couldn't, you know, shy away too long with Alabama players, but you know, defensive interior player, big boy.
Can rush the passer, had 8 sacks last year. Kid's unbelievable.
So imagine that defensive line now, Myles Garrett, Barrymore, and they just signed Jadeveon Clowney. So pretty scary.
Opposing quarterback should be scared.
Yes, 100%. And more of the reason why I really want the Steelers to go offensive line here in the first pick in the draft there, first round. Again, 27th pick, the Dirty Birds, the Ravens. We're going edge rusher from Miami, Jalen Phillips. Again, you know a little bit more about him, but he's
Jalen Phillips is an all-around, you know, great edge rusher.
Yeah.
I think, you know, he's probably up there. You know, they're comparing like him and his counter, Gregory Rousseau. But I think Jalen Phillips, if he didn't have injuries, he'd be probably the top edge rusher taken off the board.
Yeah, again, I mean, obviously injuries come into play here, definitely, and you know, sometimes people shy away from it, but when these guys fall and they perform in the NFL, it's going to be 100% steal, and it sucks that we have them going to the Ravens because I don't like when good players go there. Number 28, the New Orleans Saints. Why'd you look at me?
I want you to pronounce this.
Linebacker out of Notre Dame, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Ah, very good.
Yes. And you know what? I'm really good at pronouncing hockey names, but sometimes these other names, they're tricky.
Yeah, they're very
pretty tricky. So
yeah, they just take the best player available.
At this point,
the kid's undersized linebacker, so you know he's gonna play, you know, a little safety, a little linebacker.
Yeah.
He can do it all.
And that's one of the things I think the Saints like is kind of more of those nickel kind of guys that are, you know, fly around but also can lay down.
That can cover and everything. Yeah, they have
Exactly.
very good coverage corners.
I think we read that he had 4 picks last season, so it's a really solid dude. 29th pick, we have the Green Bay Packers taking Dylan Reduns out of North Dakota State University. Another guy, you know, I feel like he's more of a guard type, but obviously he played tackle with North Dakota State. But again,
you just don't know how long, you know, Aaron Rodgers is going to be
Yeah.
there, so you just want to keep him upright. I know everybody's going to say, get him a wide receiver, get him a wide receiver. This wide receiver class is so deep.
Yeah.
That you're going to get him a weapon on early day, too.
And I agree with that, too. I mean, we already kind of seen all the main wide receivers go at this point. So there's really not too many left that are like, oh, this guy's like eye-popping.
Yeah, now they kind of all fall in like the same
category. So it's like you could get that guy second, third, you know, round at this point. Number 30, the Buffalo Bills. They're going to work on that defense more and make them even stronger than they already were with going with the end out of Penn State, Jason Oweh. Did I say that right?
Oweh, yeah.
Oweh. He's,
another great edge rusher. You know, he's just ran like a 4.5 or 4.4 40.
That's not too fast.
At his pro day. He's just an absolute freak of an athlete.
In my pro day, I think I ran a 6.1.
I don't even know what I run.
What do we run at the Tennessee
Not
draft?
well.
Not good. Definitely pulled my hamstring. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. 31st pick into the first round here. Kansas City Chiefs. They lost 2 offensive linemen. Yes, they got a guard back, but they need a tackle. Listen, you have almost $500 million invested into Patrick Mahomes. You better protect his ass.
And this guy is absolutely massive.
This dude is freaking massive. And it's tackle Samuel Cosmi out of Texas. I think he, we'll give you his body frame here. He comes in at a measly 6'7" and 309.
He's just a little big, but
but
he only gave up 2 sacks last year.
He's given up only 6 sacks and only 5 hurries last year. So, and that's over almost, what are we looking at? About 1,400 dropbacks, or I should say pass block, plays. So it shows the kid's got a lot of talent. They're going to get a steal there at the end of the first round there. And the 32nd pick, we're going Zaven Collins, linebacker out of Tulsa. Again, this guy is just an absolute genetic freak and
plays all over the field.
Exactly.
Can rush, can cover. He had 4 interceptions last year. A few sacks. Kid's an absolute beast.
Exactly.
He's a huge linebacker. Big fight guy that's just gonna, he's gonna lay the boom.
And it's a defense that's already just gonna get better. That's the worst part. So, obviously, I don't want to see Tampa Bay succeed because of Tom Brady, but obviously, being a Steelers fan, we know that, and Mr. Tuck rolled to my side here knows that too. Sorry to bring that up.
That one
that one stung.
It still hurts a little.
Yeah. So just to round it off, obviously going into day 2, we're not going to get into that, but there's still a lot of solid players on the board. We'll just give you the top 5 according to PFF here, and that's Greg Newsome out of Northwestern. He's a cornerback that's still left on our board. Asante Samuel Jr., cornerback out of Florida State, and you can read off the rest there.
Azeez Ojulari, an edge rusher out of Georgia. They have Rondell Moore, wide receiver out of Purdue, which I don't think, he should be up that high. I think he's, a smaller receiver. Should be,
he's like 5'7".
Yeah, he hasn't really had a productive year in a while. And then Nick Bolton, a linebacker out of Missouri, who's an absolute stud.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of, guys that we could see also going in the first round. A few of these guys definitely for sure that are going to make it to day 2. So, again, that's how we feel about our draft. Tell us how we did, obviously, in the comments below. And as always, like, subscribe. I appreciate all the feedback and comments I get recently. Finally hit that milestone of over 100 subs, so let's just keep it growing and keep it moving.
And don't be afraid to criticize.
Always, man. I don't care. I don't care. I want it.
We can take the heat.
Yeah, I'll take it all day. It doesn't bother me. So that's going to do it for us. We did a lot shorter than we did last year.
Yeah, last year
by about an hour. So, we kept it to under 25 minutes, which is pretty good. So, again, that's going to be our first round mock draft. Obviously, you guys could criticize us. I'm going to be doing a Steelers one probably tomorrow as well. So, let us know how we did, what you think everywhere's going to go. But that's going to be it. So, everybody have a good night and see you later.